Republican frontrunner recently proposed on the subject of ISIS a temporary shutdown of all Muslims entering the United States. Now, you called barring visitors based on religion, quote, completely inconsistent with American values. If Trump wins the nomination and the presidency and then propose this measure, would you block it in the Senate?
Well, look, I'm not going to speculate about who's going to get elected president. We're not going to follow that suggestion that this particular candidate made. It would prevent the president of Afghanistan from coming to the United States. The king of Jordan couldn't come to the United States. Obviously, we're not going to do that.
President Trump's temporary immigration ban from these predominantly Muslim countries?
Well, I think it's a good idea to tighten the vetting process. And we have had some difficulty in the past getting interpreters, as you suggested in the earlier segment, who are helpful to us, treated properly. So we need to be careful as we do this. Improving vetting is something.
And yet, right now, they're being detained. So,
well, it's going to ultimately be decided.
It's going to
ultimately be decided in the courts as to whether or not this has gone too far. I don't want to criticize them for improving vetting. I think we need to be careful. We don't have religious tests in this country.
In the past, you've called the Muslim ban completely and totally inconsistent with American values. While the president says this is not an outright Muslim ban, even if this is temporary, how is this order consistent with American values?
Well, if they're looking to tighten the vetting process, I mean, who would be against that? But I am opposed to religious tests. The courts are going to determine whether this is too broad.
So it sounds to me like you are opposed to certain parts of this. If we're detaining or holding back people who have helped Americans in the fight,
well, obviously I'm against that.
A religious test, then you're opposed to certain parts of this.
Look, the president has a lot of latitude to try to secure the country, and I'm not going to make a blanket criticism of this effort. However, I think it's important to remember, as I said, a lot of Muslims are our best sources in the war against terror.
So do you think this will have blowback?
Well, we'll see.
In the world? I mean, are you sensing that already? You've seen the reaction.
Yeah, well, we'll see. And it's important.